While the Senate is still trying to get some traction on Senate Bill 1, which is the For the People Act, the expansion of voting rights throughout the United States, the House already passed theirs earlier March. H.R. 1, S1, still currently in deliberations. Democrats have to worry about Republican filibuster, but Republicans have actually been sweating this legislation and strategizing against it since early January. A phenomenal new report from The New Yorker by Jane Mayer shows that on January 8th, there was a conference call, and they have now obtained a leaked copy of what was discussed on this conference call between members of the Koch network and congressional Republican staffers, including a top aide to Mitch McConnell, where they discussed ways to subvert this piece of legislation and get the public, specifically Republicans, to not support it. Because as it stands right now, as they pointed out on the call, not only does most of the country like this piece of legislation, but Republicans do too. So this has broad bipartisan support outside of Washington, D.C., and that is terrifying to these Republican power players. And again, you got the Koch network, you got congressional staffers, and you had dark money donors in on this call. Here from The New Yorker, let me just read some of this. A recording obtained by The New Yorker of a private conference call January 8th between a policy advisor to Senator Mitch McConnell and the leaders of several prominent conservative groups, including one run by the Koch brothers network, reveals the participants' worry that the proposed election reforms garner wide support not just from liberals, but from conservative voters too. The speakers on the call expressed alarm at the broad popularity of the bill's provision calling for more public disclosure about secret political donors, and the participants conceded that the bill, which would stem the flow of dark money from such political donors as the billionaire oil magnate Charles Koch, was so popular that it wasn't worth trying to mount a public advocacy campaign to shift opinion. So they're actually worried that this thing is so popular and so broadly supported that they might not even worry about running a counter campaign to it because they don't even think it would be successful. But you do have a man by the name of Kyle McKenzie, research director for the Koch-run advocacy group Stand Together, who told the conservatives on the call, according to Jane Mayer's reporting here, that he had a bit of an ace up his sleeve. And he thinks he knows how to get the public to not support this piece of legislation. Because when they were presented, when his little focus groups or whatever were presented with the information in the bill on a neutral level, this isn't a Republican or Democrat thing, here's just legislation, what do you think? They liked it. So then he tried saying, well, what if I told you that this particular piece of legislation, if passed, would allow people like Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to push forward with their highly liberal agenda? Well, suddenly they got a couple of people, not all of them, but a few, who said, oh, well then I don't like this. So that's the tack they're going to take. They're going to start painting this as a way for the Democrats, the socialists, to pass their crazy agenda and bring socialism here to the United States because socialism is the only boogeyman Republicans have left. The bill is popular. The bill is necessary. We need to expand voting rights in this country at a time when Republicans are attempting to curtail them at a dramatic pace. We need this expansion. It is broadly supported, but now we see what we are up against. We're up against the entirety of the conservative dark money machine at this point. And there is no amalgam for that on the left. There absolutely is not even close. I know conservatives like to scream, George Soros. Okay, dude really doesn't fund all that much. And he certainly is nowhere near the number of billionaires that you have on your side conducting these phone calls, having these focus groups, talking with congressional Republican staffers on a daily basis. We don't have that on the left. So this is the fight. This is what we have up against us. And if you want to fight back, I suggest you get on the phone. You call your representatives, you call your senators, I don't care what party they're from, and you tell them that this piece of legislation is the only path forward that you're willing to accept.